Hi, everybody. Hi, thank you for stopping by. I am Rachel Galbreath, as in Rachel G. Palmistry, and thank you for joining in and watching SPTV this evening. I am a palm reader with a little bit more thrown in, we'll say that. And if you have never, ever watched any of my lives or here on SPTV or read about me in the directory or anything, let me preface this whole thing by saying that the way I do palmistry, I've been doing it for over 30 years, and I've been doing it for so very long that I kind of have my own way about it. How's that? I'm an amalgamation, meaning like a piece from this one, a piece from this technique, a piece from this ideology, and mishmashed it and shaped it into my own way of doing it, if that is understandable. So you might be like, hey, wait a minute, that line's not called that or whatever, but if you listen, you'll understand where it's heading. Now, the thing is if you are sending in your palm, you have to take a photo of your dominant hand. And your dominant hand is the one that you write with. So whatever you sign your name, the hand that you sign your name with, that's your dominant hand, meaning that is your current life, the here, the now. Okay, and so you're going to take your cell phone and from the wrist all the way out to every little tip of every finger, okay? So I can see all the little nooks and crannies of the lines in there. Try to make it as clear as possible and don't chop off the tips of the fingers. And also, you need to know this, that after everything is said and done, those photos are discarded, okay? But do not be shy. This is not for shy people, because the way I do it is more of like your soul approach. It's a discussion about your soul needs, where your soul has been, kind of how things are affecting your energy, and how to kind of even use what some people might call disadvantages, right, to your advantage, how to kind of circumvent that based on the lines on your hand and also the shape of the overall hand itself. Okay, so it's a little different. I follow very philosophical approach as well as a spiritual approach to it when it comes to things, all right? And if you ever have any questions about anything that I say about your hand, just reach out. Just reach out to me and say, Rachel, what in the heck are you talking about? And I will most certainly respond. And I love to hear from people. So I'm going to be doing palms for about as far as we can go. New apartment, new internet, and it always seems to go a little wonky with the other internet that I had at around 45 minutes to almost an hour. But if we get past that, then I'm going to start doing rapid, and when I say rapid mini readings. I'm going to do that with cards though. So today's cards, I have the Good Tarot, which is by Colette Baron Reed. Now, she initially called this a tarot deck, and it even says it in there, right? And then she kind of changed her mind and called it an oracle deck. Whatever. It's kind of a blend. It's kind of a blend. It's very soft, has to deal with the elements. And actually, every tarot deck has the elements of palmistry in it, which is kind of why I do both, right? And why I admire this particular deck itself. And I also have an oracle deck tonight, just because if I feel called to pull an oracle card instead of one of these quasi tarot for someone, Tonight I have the Whispers of Healing deck, okay? And I think this is it's by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall. Josephine Wall is the illustrator of it, okay? But Angela Hartfield is the one that read the book that I didn't read. So if she's out there, if anybody's out there that makes the books for any of the decks I read, they're probably like, what? What did she say? What? But you get what you get from a reading. You see things, you pick up things. That's part of what all this is about. And it is my firm belief, if you have to read a deck, read the book that came with a deck to understand the deck, that deck might not be the best one to help you develop and for you to help others as well. So keep that in mind, all right? If it just clicks with you, that's your go-to. That's your go-to, okay? So all that being said, do we have any hellos, Richard? Okay. Now, I am going to tell you, I can only see part of the screen. The name is cut in half. I think it says Elizabeth. I'm not too sure. But hi, if your name, there you go. Thank you. Perfect. Hi. I did get it right. Hey, Gail. Good to see you. Hi, Kelly Marie. Hi, Katie. Julie. And I'm going to say B. Tara, okay? And I am notorious for butchering names, so just bear that in mind. Hey, Donna. Hi, Valerie. Benjamin, good to see you. Miss Loretta Rose is in the house. Good to see you, lady. Hey, Christine, good to see you too. Christine Moray. That's just corrected. There's more than one Christine. Hi, Natalie. Good to see you. Yes, they would, Richard. Okay. Yeah, we're having our own conversation over here. Okay. Patsy, hello. Hey, Cheryl. Welcome. Welcome. Oh, I'm going to butcher it, but I'm going to say Hafsa. Hafsa. Hi. Oh, God. Kushbu. Kushbu. I butcher names. Forgive me. Hi, Kathy. Amy, nice to see you. Hi, Sophia. Shelley. I have a lot of Hawkins in my family, actually. A lot of Hawkinses everywhere. Terry, Miss Terry. Do such great work. Hi, Kimbo. Good to see you. Hi, Lynn. Lynette. Love your name. Hey, Stace. You do great work, too. All the worker bees that I can't even remember at the moment. Hi, Christiane. Hi, Magella. Lindsay, good to see you. And Helen. Hello. Hi, Di. Haley. Oh, a puppy. Mm-hmm. Yep. Richard is just explaining something to me that I forgot to mention. If you send in a photo of your palm, and I did see a couple questions go past here. Okay, just if the picture comes back to you, like return to sender kind of situation, it's just because the file size of what has been sent either is too big or the mailbox is full. And once those pictures are taken out, that will come right back into the email. Will it not, Richard? Okay. It's a, right. So you don't have to keep resending and resending. No, you don't have to do that at all. Just send it once and that's it. And Haley, love the puppy. Okay, let's do this. Ooh, Diane. All right, I'm going to. All right, okay, Diane, can you please just say something in the comments to let us know that you're actually here? Because you do have to be present, meaning in the chat or whatever, to have your palm read. Okay, so if you could just type hi, a thumbs up, a palm, anything. Okay. Right. And also, Mary Haggard, that goes for you as well. If you are still here, please just give us a heads up. Say, hey, I'm still here. I'm hanging in there. Because as I said, if you are not present, the poem will not be read. That is like one of the things that is the thing. The law to abide by. On the street. You must be present to have your poem read. Kind of makes sense. Oh. So some of you may. Diane is here? Okay. All right. And this is Diane's hand, correct? All righty. Diane, buckle up. Now, when I was about 17, all right? And this is a little bit of a story, okay? I actually was put in front of a palm reader in New York City when I was 17. And they took one look at my hands and they were like, oh, right? And I was like, okay. Enough with the dramatics, right? But what they said after all the years that I've been here, I'm 49, and this is back when I was 17, right? So this does stand and hold true out of my experience, what this palm reader actually said to me. The more lines you have on your hand, not only is it a sign of like a status when it comes to spirituality, and you may or may not even be able to feel this, right? But it also shows just how much has been thrown at you throughout your life that you can glean wisdom from, but it is entirely up to you whether or not you choose to see those events as providing that wisdom. I mean, because trauma, things that get thrown our way, right? Sometimes we get caught up in it and it's like never letting that happen again, right? And so instead of rolling with the punch, we just go completely the opposite direction to make sure it never happens again so that we can forget about it, right? Guess what? It shows up on your hand whether you try to forget about it or not. So everything that your squishy little empathic hand, and I did just say what I said. Now everything in your empathic hand is intense. You feel everything, absolutely everything, and you're also storing everything in your energy. Now, Also, a few things I'm going to point out, and I'm going to use my own hand to do it. Okay, and I know the internet, it's still up there, but I'm a little blurry on my end, so I don't know how it is for everybody out there. But there are three basic lines. There is a lifeline that goes around this way, and then there is the wisdom line that goes through this way, and then the top line that is parallel to that runs right over that way as well, and that is a relationship line. Some people call it the heart line, the love line, whatever. Pick a lane, it's the same line. Now, with you, though, and actually with everybody, those lines are never, ever, ever going to change, including the fingerprints, but everything else on the hand changes every 6 weeks to 2 months. So why are you holding on to all of these events? First off, how are you aware as to how gifted? Okay, you are very, very gifted. I got reminded about time frame here. So you're very, very gifted. Understand that what you're holding on to emotionally, because that's what those lines talk about, you are the one, you are the only person, not anybody else. You are the only person that can actually step away, step back from the situation and find the wisdom that you need from it, no matter how icky, no matter how bad, no matter what happened. There is some tiny fragment of information that will bring you forward. It will. It will help you evolve and spread the gift that you do have. Now, what is that gift? That gift is working with others. I wouldn't be surprised if you are in some kind of caretaker role, whether it be any kind of counselor kind of situation, social services kind of a thing, even teacher, or even just a really great parent, okay? But with the type of hand that you have, which is the element of a combination of water and earth, that's very volatile. Water is emotion. If you put too much water onto a garden, you're going to drown out all your plants, right? So you have to get rid of some of what you are carrying, because after a while, your energy will be completely zapped, and the universe will make sure you get a timeout in whatever form that is. And I'm not meaning in a scary way. I mean that sarcastically. Whether it be like, okay, I don't feel like getting out of bed today, and just, whatever. The universe has its way of doing things, a higher power, whatever your personal beliefs are, you will be forced into a pause. The pause button will be hit until you can kind of just take a big, deep breath and get that stuff off you. I know. I know, Richard. So, I could go on and on here with this type of hand, and you may, if you do come across another palm reader, they are going to classify your hand as a hand of a prophet. Okay, not as in a money, but as in prophet, meaning that you actually, when you speak, people will listen. You are the teacher. But what you teach, you must find those little bits of wisdom and what you have been through in your life thus far. I hope that helped in some way, Diane. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. Absolutely. Okay, so Mary Haggard, I think that was her name. She never responded. So we are going to be moving forward. So just remember, if you did send in a poem, please stay active in the chat so that we know that I can read your poem. Okay. All right. So next up we have Amy. Is that correct? Amy Andrews. All right. Oh. Ooh, all right. And the fingers are chopped off. They chopped off your fingers. Yeah, they're chopped off all the way down to here. Yeah, I can only see from like right now. Yeah. Hey man, I don't know. Let me see. No, that didn't work. That's perfect. Perfect. Thank you, Richard. Thank you, sir. All right. Uh-oh. Was that try? Or did you try an American accent? Okay. All right. I should have that as my ringtone on my phone. Everybody's like, what is going on? What are we talking about? We're talking about accents, and what Richard doesn't realize is when I said American accent, he somehow pulled out a deep South accent. You know, we're talking like, movie Deliverance accent, that kind of, if you've ever seen that nasty movie with Burt Reynolds in it. Oh, dear Lord, help us. This is a tangent, if there ever was one, but that was the accent he was using right now. So there we go. Now, Amy, look at your hand in comparison to the last one, which was Diane's, right? Absolutely different. Like the opposite end of the spectrum, 100%, right? Now, you're also a lefty, so kudos to you. And I do mean that, okay? Because I know, well, at least here in the States, they try to they give it their all to make everybody right-handed here in the States. So, kudos to sticking it in there and just being like, I'm a lefty no matter what. Now, also, water. Water. Everything about your hand is water. The fact that you do not have as many lines does not mean anything. But I am going to ask you to do something for yourself, okay? Now, on your Lifeline, okay? And I know my internet is wonky, but your Lifeline is the line that kind of starts here and goes around, okay? That's the Lifeline. But up here is where it starts, okay? Now, on your own, I want you to go like that and follow that line around the back. If that line, the closer it gets to that knuckle, okay? If it touches it, if it crosses it even, it will denote how ancient or how many lives you have lived, okay? Because if this is your current life hand, meaning your dominant hand, the hand that you write with, that's where you will find that, okay? So if it doesn't go very far back, that means you don't have very many lines because you are on the younger side of things, soul-wise, if you understand all that. That was quite a bit of rigmarole going on in my head. Now, back to your hand itself. You have a very, very dominant area, which is called the Mount of Venus. Now, it's not about love, though. This area is about social interaction. the shape of it, and everything. It touches your knuckle. Okay. So then, that means since you do not have that many lines, and you are a water hand, that means that something happened that would show up in your other hand, because the non-dominant hand is the past life hand. So you, Amy, are here in this life without a lot of the information that you might have if a higher source would have let you be reincarnated with it. So there is something that you almost need to be re-educated in this life. So looking at your hand, water are the cups in tarot. Water is emotion. Looking at your fingers, the shapes of your fingers, it's a very, very well balanced hand. Truly, it truly is. But the most dominant fingers on your hand are Apollo and also Saturn, okay, which is the bad middle finger. Those two are almost the same length. So if you were to go into a creative field, whatever it is, any type of expressive, even if it's dance, yoga, things like that, expressive, think of adjectives, right? And make it business, whatever it is, it would go very far. And why do I say that? Another thing that backs that up is the shape of this Mount of Venus on your hand, because it is so pronounced, okay, meaning it's very rounded, okay, means that you will have a lot of interaction with a lot of different people, okay? And what format that be is entirely up to you. Also, I want to point out Mercury, which is the pinky, right? Mercury is about communication as well, but he is the blatant, black and white truth communicator. And Apollo, he's about expression, emotions, how you feel, that kind of thing, and being creative as well, all right? So get yourself out there, and I bet if you were to go into, like, if you were to paint, if you were to sculpt, do you sculpt by any chance, Amy? Are you into sculpting or anything like that? Do you work with clay, kilns, things like that, maybe? Because that is something that's actually very perfect for your hand. Another thing, since you are an older soul and you do not have access to those lines that represent, how to put this, like stuff from past life, right, that you could use in this life to help you out. There's a reason behind that. Now, I cannot really see your wisdom line and your relationship line. Remember, those are those two lines that kind of are parallel with each other that go across this way. Kind of looks like they can merge into one line. If that is the case, no, okay. If that is the case, if those lines do kind of merge, because I can't really tell because of the lighting, understand that people are not going to understand how intensely you feel things. Because if you only have one line appear instead of two, and then the lifeline, that's something called a Simian Hand. Okay, so if that's something called the Simian Hand, and it's very rare. And those people are oftentimes very misunderstood because of their intensity. That's all it is. It's because imagine if the decisions that you make and the relationships that you have, all of that is braided together, okay? They don't merge. Oh, good. Good. And I'm not saying that it's a bad thing. It really, truly isn't. It's very, very rare. And for you to have a Simian Hand with very few lines, that we would have had to have a bigger talk. I'll just be straight up with you. We would have had to have a bigger talk. But I really, really think you should. I really should see you in like sculpture. Like, I don't know what that's about. Did you ever try sculpture? You said no, and that's something about a kid and the hand falling apart. I saw it down at the bottom of my screen here. Not sure what that applies to, but you have the hands of somebody that makes things. Creative person. Put your emotions into that. Do not carry it on yourself. And understand that whatever you do go through relationship-wise, interacting with people, whether it be like a relationship, just interacting with people at the store or whatever, right? There are things to be learned in every step of one's life. Okay? So it's up to you to see the wisdom in it. It's not going to be pointed out with a flashing neon arrow. It's up to you. Okay? Now, another thing I'm going to quickly point out is that you also have somebody close to you in your current life that you knew in a past life. And how do I say that? Or why do I say that? Because what I do see off of your relationship line, you have some branches going up in between Jupiter and Saturn. And those lines mean that that person has those qualities about them. So somebody that Jupiter is Zeus, so ego, and Saturn is that just get it done, Titan God mentality. So pay attention to that, okay? Because that is that's a very strong personality that is around you. Very, very strong. And you might have to go against their wishes in order to get back and into the, get back on track with what you yourself want to do. Hit the scar inside the relationship. Okay, all right. That could very well be. All right. Well, that's an intense situation, getting an operation on your hand. All right. Well, yes. All right. So if you have any questions at all, Amy, understand that you do have a water hand and you do feel things more than what you tell people. And that's just part of being human. So don't think badly about that or anything, okay? That's just part of being that type of element. Water always feels, and water has memory. And that actually is a scientific fact. I think you can like Google that. Water does have memory. It's been proven. Tangent. That was yet another tangent. Keep me on course, Richard. Marcus, my buddy Marcus, hello. I really wished I could have watched you yesterday, but I had some stuff going on, apparently, as you can see, right? Like, as you can see. All right, so who do we have next, Richard? Katie Tucker. Okay. Okay. All right. Have a great laugh. Thank you. All right. So could you, again, sir, just kind of squish the photo down a little bit? Well, I can only see up to like here. I can't see the very, very tops of the fingers. Well, that's wonderful, Richard. That's that. That's good. Okay, that's fine. All right, everybody. All right, do we see certain? Remember what I was just talking about? I thought that Amy's hand had one line going across the middle, right? Right through here. All right. Now, you, my friend, Miss Katie, you have a really, really great lifeline, energy line, soul line, whatever you want to call it. And that is this line that goes down this way. Okay? Now, the thing is that I do not see two lines going parallel this way. See one. Now, you do have a little bit of one branching off of your relationship line, but that is more of something called a presence line. Okay, you actually have two presence lines. Just you. Okay, talking about your hand alone. Look at how deep that line is. That goes all the way from here and just runs straight across. Okay. That is like, because it's so deep, that says that if you have a friend, if you make a friendship with someone, if you are involved with someone in any way, whether it be, just going to work and having work and business relationships, or even on a personal level, family, loved ones, right? You are in it. You're in it. There is an intensity because, my dear Katie, you have a Simian hand. Yes. Simian hands are about 5 to 7% of the entire population of the planet. Now, understand, people, that puts you in this type of area, right? And that doesn't mean that you are small. What I'm saying is that's this part of the entire planet. You're in this part, okay? So what that means is the majority of people out there are not going to fully understand decisions that you make, some life choices, right? Things like that, career paths, you name it. And it's okay. It's absolutely okay. So what you need to do, Katie, is you also have a very, very great earthy quality to your hand, but also air, which is a very, very, yet another rare combination to have an air and earth, because your fingers are air. Fingers are what you interact in society with. Like if you grab a pen, right? You're going to be doing it with your fingers. It's not your palm that's actually going to do the writing. Your fingers are going to be doing it, right? So when you grab somebody by the hand, the fingers are the first things that they come in contact with, right? The fingers. So that is the energy that they will feel and interact with. And air is yet another misunderstood element, because it's very, very strong. It can either stand still it can either blow something out, it can either make it really, really expand in faint flames, right? Or it can just blow you over. It's like, nope, you're not going anywhere. Simian, Simian, hands, Simian. So please look it up. It's associated with indigo. So that might be something you're interested in looking into, indigo personality, and also star seeds. But I really go more for the indigo side of things, meaning that you are gifted, you are rare. And if people just kind of say, okay, I'm walking away, I don't get this, let them. They're not your people. They never were, and they never will be. And do not beat yourself up about it. Every simian-handed person I have read, they always end up beating themselves up if something doesn't work out. And it's just because your relationship, aka your love, your heart, is braided with your decision making, meaning your wisdom, your knowledge line, right? And when that happens, if something goes wrong, like if you put so much work into a relationship and then all of a sudden who you were trying to help said one thing that was pretty malicious, right? You'll just be like, done. You're out of my life. Okay? And trust me, they said it because they don't understand how deeply you felt that, how deeply it resonated, and how you can't shake it. So don't be quick to walk away. Okay? Now, your earthy side, your giving side. You give, you give, you give once people get to know you. And it hurts if you give and then somebody says something that they fully don't understand the impact of. Yeah, it hurts. So understand you are a rare, rare, rare hand. Yes, exactly. That's what I'm getting at. So also the calluses that you have on your hand, underneath Saturn, underneath Apollo, and you also have a success line in between Apollo and Mercury. So you might want to address that because Apollo and Mercury, as I said, they are the communicators. Apollo is about expressing things, right? Whether it be through movement, the arts, whatever, right? And Mercury is that straightforward, black and white kind of guy, right? So Apollo would be, it's so dreary. And Mercury would be the one to say, shut up, it's raining, okay? So if you bond the two of those together, I know you're very hard on yourself. I know that, okay? And once you understand that what you have is a gift, it is a gift, Katie. It's not a burden, nothing like that. You are so much stronger than you know, or else you would not have that hand. Remember that, okay? The people that are your tribe, they're out there. But everything is set up in such a way for you right now as a Simian hand that there's only about 5% of them out there that are going to get you in the entire world. So understand, you're kind of up here And the other 95% of the planet, they're kind of down here when it comes to how we interpret things and how we feel things and how things kind of resonate with us. Okay? Because I'm one of the ones down here. Simian hands are up here. So do not be hard on yourself. It is a gift. It is not a burden. If you ever just want to talk, I'm here. Just reach out to me. And I hope that helped, Katie. I really, truly do. Okay? Whew, a Simian hand. I love seeing Simian hands. Is Lynn Williams still here? Ooh, okay. Oh, Amanda, we have your palm. Most definitely have your palm. We have it 4 times. It's okay, though. It's okay. It's all right. It's all good. But we got your palm. She just wants her palm read. That's all. All right. So who do we have next, Richard? All right. Okay. So Lynn, if you are here, please just type anything. Just say here, whatever. Lynn Williams. I was just informed there is more than one Lynn. We're looking for Lynn Williams. Okay, tomorrow night, there at 8 o'clock UK time, there is a live, everybody, live paranormal investigation going on here on SPTV. So please come back and check that out. Absolutely. No, Lynn, don't. I'm going to start quoting Ferris Bueller in a couple seconds. Bueller, when he's taking attendance. Are you familiar with that movie? Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Yeah. Bueller. Okay. So we are going to. Okay, go ahead, Richard. Sorry. Okay. All right. So Lynn is not responding. So as I said, she may not be here. So we are going to move forward. Okay. Move on to another hand or whatever we got's going on. Laura. Oh, up there. Okay. I'm willing to work with it, Richard. Okay. And what was the last name? Carmen? Laura? Carmen. I'm sorry. All around my face is so itchy. If you see me touching my face, I don't mean to be rude or anything. I spent yesterday moving and doing a bunch of stuff, and it's allergies. Okay, that's allergies. So forgive me, please. Pardon me. Okay, Laura. Yes, I can. I can see it. I see the hand. Now it is a little blurry. And fingertips are cut off, but I can see the shape. So we're going to go by. All right. Now, interesting thing with your hand is that your Mercury finger is so much shorter than all of your other fingers. And you have a very, very pronounced Venus, which is the thumb itself, okay? Meaning the shape of it, the way it bends back, and the width of it, okay? It's completely different than the rest of your fingers. Now, that being said, okay, also, Mercury is lower set on your hand, which means that you will have to be pushed and pushed and pushed until you will kind of just speak your personal truth. And why is that? Well, the way Mercury is shaped often explains that, but the elements of your hand, you have a water palm, okay? And your fingers are very air. So, understand, when it comes to relationships, I mean all types of relationships, air, as I said, is very misunderstood because it is a very, very powerful element. Okay? Now, and in all actuality, based on 30 years of experience, they're probably air-handed people probably are the least read by me, which is interesting. The majority, I'll probably write a book on it someday, but that I digress. Anyway, so air-handed people help you move, help you go to a different shore, help you, put wind in your sails so that you can move forward to a different land, right? Or it can be like, no, I don't feel like it. And it can also do something else. So not only can it just decide not to blow, right? Blend into the sails to move you forward or in any direction at all, but it can also go in the opposite direction and push somebody back and keep them there. That's a lot of strength. And that's all in your fingers. So when it comes to your Mercury, your truth, your personal, your own personal truth when interacting with people, looking at your wisdom line, which is that second line down, because I know if my internet is kind of blaring my hand out, but there are those two lines. The top line that goes across, that's the relationship, and the second line down that goes across, that is that wisdom line. Now, that wisdom line that you have has all of these little fractured bridge lines coming off of it, which means, Laura, you got to focus. You have to focus on what you want. What you want. It's not just what people expect of you. And why I say that is because of the type of hand. You have water and earthy, and it's like a whole plethora of elements in your hand, okay? But the more presence lines you have, which are what those little lines are down here coming off of the wisdom line, those are presence lines, means that you are doing a little bit everywhere all at the same time to try to find your niche. You don't have to do that. You don't. You just need to speak your piece. You were just thinking about, okay, thank you for validating that. So do it for you. You are only here to live your life, right? Your own life. Your energy is in your body. Your soul is in your body, right? You are here to live your life, not to live through the expectations that others might have for you, because that's not living your wants, your hopes, your dreams for you. So hang in there. It will happen, and you better start listening to your intuition a little bit more. You are an empath. If you are not aware of what type of empath, there are different types. Please do some research, look into that, and it will benefit you when making those decisions as to what you might want to put aside so that you can focus a little bit more on you and your personal needs, your family. Okay, yeah, I understand. I understand that 100%. I do. Oh, you see my cat in the background. She's like, what's going on? Okay. All right. So I hope that helped, Laura. And if you have any questions at all, okay, please reach out. And oh, one quick thing. I did start to talk about your thumb, all right? Now, with your thumb and the way it is shaped means that there is a part of you that it's that Achilles heel kind of thing that you will want to get. You'll feel, not want, but you will feel better if you do get approval from others, whoever you are interacting with. And that's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. It's just part of being human. Think about it. Absolutely, just part of being human. And once you are aware of that, then you can actually, begin to understand how to work around it. But understand it's always going to be that comfort zone, like a rut that you fall back into because it's what you're used to. It's always hard to get out of ruts. And ruts are formed how? They're formed because people go over that same path again and again and again. That's why they're hard to get out of. But you can always fix them. So remember that, okay? So I hope that helped, Laura. And if you have any questions, just reach out, okay? All right. So, Richard. All right. All right, all right, all right. I still can't believe you chose a Deep South accent. That's... Oh, well, let's see. Each, like, cities have their own, different segments of cities have their own accents. Pennsylvania, they say, I think they say yuns. What are yuns doing? Instead of like, what are you all doing, or you guys, or whatever. They say yun, y'all. Y'all is south, and yuns and yins. Are yins coming over? That's very Pennsylvania. Ohio, sometimes you'll get you guys. Sometimes you'll get yuns, which is different than yuns and yins. It's a whole different world over here. It's a whole different world. Did you say Nigella? Yeah. Whoa. I'm not repeating that. Nope, I'm not repeating that. Oh, right, Magella. I thought you said Nigella. I'm sorry. Hello, Magella. Ooh, look at your hand. All right. So right away, thumb. thumb, 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 thumb. Venus is very large on your hand, which means that there is a facet of you that feels better, feels more secure when somebody will say, yes, that's a good idea, or hey, can you do this, or hey, whenever somebody calls upon you to do something, there is some kind of there is a part of you that gets some kind of satisfaction and validation from that. And again, I'm going to say that is not a bad thing. That's just part of being human, okay? But where does that take you? Where does that take a person, right? Because when it comes down to what you need and what you might want to do with your life, what happens if you decide one day, hey, I don't want to do that, and it doesn't go well, meaning people aren't going to approve of it? Well, that's why I like palmistry, because Mercury and how Mercury is set on your hand, that is what you are going to have to focus on. This is your biggest hurdle to get out of that rut that I was just mentioning a couple minutes ago, okay? Now, speaking one's personal truth, and I guess I'm breaking up. Is that what's happening? Okay, all right. Well, we'll see how far we go. I got a little signal here saying it's weak, that the signal's weak. But anyway, all right. So sorry about that, Magella. Just trying to stay online. That's all I'm trying to do. But anyway, when it comes to having a shorter set meaning lower set, and also a very short Mercury finger, and majority of the people on the planet have very short Mercury fingers, but yours is below and actually meets the second segment of Apollo. So that is that chink in the armor. Okay, this is the hurdle that you're gonna have to learn how to get over, and also the part of you that you're gonna have to learn how to protect is you're gonna have to learn to speak up for yourself. And that is how you will be able to steer clear of falling into that rut of where, hey, I'm going to do this because it's going to, I will get acceptance and I will make people happy. But what about you? What about you, Magella? What will make you happy? When the door closes and you're getting ready to turn off the lights and go to sleep, right? At the end of the day, what in the day has made you happy? Was it the things that you're now speaking your truth? Bravo to you. Bravo. It's on your hand, and it's probably been really, really hard, okay? Now, the other thing is you have a presence line, and the presence line actually is right here. It runs this direction, okay? And your presence line has started later on in your life. And your presence line is kind of like how people get to know you, right? Like their version of who you are. They have how they perceive you, right? Now, you are going to be a role model for people around you. So whatever is going on, if you have just started speaking your truth, say it even louder. Say it even louder. Drill it. Because you are going to be so very well respected for doing so that it will probably shock you. Okay? Also, listen to your gut. You will know when to stop. Don't listen to the others. You will know when to say no and when to stop. Okay? And you have all that over here in the Mount of Luna, or the Mount of Lean, which is that Mount of Intuition. Okay? You have all those lines coming off of your presence line, which means that the older you get and the more you start speaking your truth, you're going to be so well respected. You really, really are. Kudos to you, Magella, and hang in there, okay? Hang in there. Because people call you to do the work for them. You don't have to do that. You don't. You don't. So, well, that's why I'm speaking my shit. If that makes, you're in a program, okay. Yeah, that does make sense. That does make sense. And like I said, Magella, if you have any questions, just reach out, okay? I hope that helped someone. All right. Oh, all right. We are going to do. One day I'm gonna pull the little microphone thingy out, and I'm gonna let people hear what you say. I will do that. I will do that. But he cracks me up all the time. All right. So, y'all, if you like that, okay, y'all, we're now going to move forward and do some very, very quick readings with using cards, okay? Because with palms, it can go for hours. I'm not going to lie, it really can. I can talk palms like 24/7, right? So, when I say quick with a card, I mean quick. Lynn, tarot. You're getting a tarot card. So let me do a quick shuffle here. Okay. Lynn, your card. Ooh. You have a major arcana card. You have the Sun. Now this is the good tarot by Colette Baron Reid. This is major change. So things that have been hidden for far too long, light is going to shine upon them, and it's going to be exposed for all to see. Okay, and that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. Okay, so kudos to you. It's growth. There's growth in that card. Well, see, that was a quick reading, wasn't it? Allison. Yes. I know what you're saying there, but you're not getting one of those cards. You're actually getting an oracle card. Because that's just how this is going to work. I go wherever I'm kind of nudged to go. This person in here, and that's it, okay? Okay, Richard? Just by whatever spirit may kind of push me. So, this is the Whispers of Healing Oracle deck. And you have the vibration card. Now, what you may not be able to see in this deck, so I'm going to pull it back a little bit, is that everything about this card has to do with bats and any kind of creature that's at night, okay? So understand that there are things that you need to see because you are attracting with your vibration that you have. You are attracting certain things because if a light is left on at night on the porch, what's it going to attract? A lot of love. So use your intuition. Understand your vibration, meaning your personal energy, laws of attraction, and all that. And understand how a bat can actually see. They use, echo. I can't remember that huge long word. Echo, what is it? Richard, echo, what? You're like, wait, what? Okay, a bat. How did they see? What kind of site do they have? Echo something or other. Echo, yes, bats. As in like, echo relocation. We're hoping. Okay. But that's how they see. Okay, so how was that? What is that? That's almost like a sonar, right? Meaning getting that vibe, feeling your way, right? Sensing how something is before you get there. That is what that card is about. That's what we do right now, Allison. All right. Next. Breaking over. Amanda. Amanda. Oh, you have a major arcane card. Now, this is Amanda. This is a very intuitive card. Understand as much intuition that is understand that as much that is given to you, you must also give back. And what and what does that mean? That just means pay it forward. Your life will change once you start actually see the things in front of you that need just a little nudge, just a little push, just a little bit of ease to them. So pay it forward. Remember, as much as you tap in spirit and intuition, also put and help others. All right, I am breaking out here and apologize, and I hope you get to hear me say this apology. But like I said, new apartment, different internet. It's a recipe for chaos. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for hanging in there toward the bitter end here, even though the internet was going wild. And I will be back. In the immortal words of the Terminator, I will be back. Okay? In 2 weeks' time, I am on fortnightly Thursdays at 8 p.m. UK time. And if you have not checked out the website for Spiritual Psychics TV, do so. Okay? Become a patron. Just sign up, do whatever. There's a magazine. You'll be surprised. There's a directory even. There's a shop. There's, they're all different kinds of things on the website. So, in my last few moments, promise me you'll check it out. Okay? And if you have any questions, just get in touch with me. Rachel G. Palmistry. Much love to all of you, and understand it really It really was an honor getting to read your poems. Take care, everybody, and have a great night.
Spiritual Psychics TV. Online. Spiritual Psychics TV isn't just an online broadcasting service, we also offer many features via our website. SPTV offers a unique directory that uses geolocation to find your nearest reader or venue, just by using your postcode. The Academy section allows anyone to upload and create their own spiritual courses within minutes. For those who like to read, then our online magazine area will offer just that. The SPTV shop enables anyone to start their online shop, be it to sell used or new items. You can also find our schedule and information about our shows.
Spiritual Psychics TV, bringing spiritual people together.